Alright, so we have Fistbang here playing in his CS-59. Looking at the matchup, we have an M5, an M6Y, a Patent Tank, and a G-Sword. Those are the tier 9s on the enemy team. This is a top tier matchup, really good for a tier 9 tank. And we notice that he starts going over to the 1-2 line, which is fine. Notice on the minimap also that there's a good amount of heavy tanks coming with him. He won't get isolated. We also have, if we look behind us, we have the 257 coming with us. We also have Type 57 and a couple tier 7 heavy tanks. So, a medium tank being able to make this cross easily. Nothing gets spotted here. We spot an M6Y with good view range. He doesn't spot us back. He does not have good view range. That is one of their tier 9 tanks. Notice the G-Sword gets lit up on the other side of the map. We have 3 TDs on that 0 line, and also our BZ. He's a tier 7 though, and he's getting rushed by 4 enemy tanks, and those tank destroyers are not doing a whole lot of damage, I can tell you that right now. King Tiger shows up, and he does the first shot of damage, 375. CS-59 has a good gun. He goes dark, tries to take a blind shot, hits the dirt, then gets lit and takes 2 shots, which isn't great. And at this point, I would reposition myself to where the KV-3 is, because that Tiger 1 is really locking this position down, and also that King Tiger means you can't really push forward straight from this direction. You see the 257 doing exactly what I described now, because he recognized that you guys can push up to that corner and get shots on this M6 here. But unfortunately, we're still trying to poke out the other way. We don't get lit for it though, so that's good. But you have 2 heavy tanks that are trying to push out, and you're just getting stuck on a wall out of the fight, you know? You need to help win that fight right now. Because if we look on the other side of the map, we've already lost 4 tanks on that side of the map, and there's a lot pushing them. So we need to either win this flank really quickly or immediately go back to the base and try and defend it. And we're not doing either right now. We're just doing nothing. So the enemy team clears out the 0 line. And then it looks like now we make the decision, since we're not doing anything, to start moving. And it looks like we are going back to our spawn to try and defend the base. It's a fine decision, but I would have liked to have seen you make it earlier, or help the KV-3 and the 257 actually win that flank before you leave. At this point, we're just 2 minutes late to the fight, and we poke up. We actually have a good shot on this M6 because he's exposed, but we miss it. And on top of that, we could have had this guy dead if we had pushed with our friendly 257. Put a good shot into him there. Hopefully this last shot can get the kill. Aiming it in. And boom, kill shot. Now we need to make sure we look at the minimap. That north side is 1. We find the G-Sword behind us. Aiming in. Completely missing. That was a really bad shot, unfortunately. But now, looking at the situation, that T-32 is going to be out in the open for the next minute and a half. But after that, we're going to have to deal with these 2 tanks actually before we can deal with the T-32. At this point, we need to run to try and get over our 257 behind us some shots. And I see we're focusing the TVP, which is good. We're getting away from that Hellcat. Trying to go for the ram. Oh, almost, but we'll have the shot anyway. Now we need to play on our side where we own it. Instead of trying to get behind this wreck, I would try and go up to this H3, H4, H5 position up on top of the rock so that we can play around it. As we know where our heavy tanks are pushing in already. We still have more HP than them. We get the kill on this Super Hellcat here. And at this point, It's very close, but we don't have map control. I would like to see more rotation more towards the 6 line, because that we know that Viper is down there. He's gonna get bored. He's probably pushing in right now. Bingo. So if we're behind them, then we just farm them out for free. The T-32 and the Patton get farmed by the Type 57 if they try and poke. I can tell just from this replay that the 257 made the moves that I was asking for. I know for a fact that the 257 had a good game. So we managed to kill the UDES 15. I still really would like to see us playing in H6, because then we can get behind the Vipera, help our 257, and then we can get behind the Patton tank, let the KV-3 prevent them from rushing forward. We're on 28 hit points. Now we finally are moving past to the backside of the Vipera, but he's turning towards us. So we have to wait. We get a good shot there. And now it's a 2-on-3, and Artie's about to kill us. Artie shoots the 257. Lucky. I knew that Artie's shot was coming, not because I've watched this replay before, because I heard the shot that hit you last. And in my mind, I set a timer, right? 30 seconds. That's Artie's reload. You have to get cover by that time. Now the Patton tank is pushing us. The 257 deals with that, and we need to be looking for the shot right here. We get it. We get lucky with his blocked gun. Artie's about to fire in another 5 seconds. We forget to repair our gun. The Patton, there's the Artie, now the Patton tank. We just need to repair the gun. We didn't notice the gun being broken, and we can't push in like this when we're on 20 HP. We have to let him push us. We get a bad shot. We had an opportunity to shoot his hull there. And Artie fires again and kills us. So there was a lot of things in this replay. There was only a Patton tank left on 185 hit points, but after that we would have had to win a 1v1 against the M12. So this was extremely doable, and I think the biggest thing, because in this endgame, it's a lot of micro, it's a lot of trying to position. Like, I would have come out to this position much earlier, just because I know the Vipera, he's not going to sit back there, he's going to get into the fight, so I want to get behind all of them and create a crossfire. But the more macro of it is that since we're losing the flank on the 0 line, we need to either win the 1-2 as fast as possible or come back and help this as soon as possible. And since we were sitting around doing 0 damage for a solid 2 minutes, we ended up losing the game. That's all I have for this replay. Thank you for watching.